Let's go ahead and study sixth property of acids. What is it? Acid reacts with bases. Bases are also called as alkali to form salt and water. Let us write word equation. Acid, you take any acid, when it reacts with base, what happens is they react with each other and there is a release of or the formation of salt along with water. Let us put this in the form of a chemical reaction. Before that, when an acid reacts with base, then the salt and water are formed. For example, instead of base, we take NaOH and instead of acid, we take HCl. They are the examples of acid and base. Now, both of them react with each other and there is a formation of salt. Let us understand what is that. Salt is NaCl and water, all of you know, it's H2O. So, we say sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, when it reacts with hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, there is a formation of sodium chloride, which is salt, along with the release of H2O, that is water. Alright, let's go ahead. Now, whenever hydrogen or hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, then the reaction is called neutralization reaction. All of you know. What is neutralization reaction? When acid reacts with base to form salt and water. Now here the salt is sodium chloride and water is H2O, as you all know. So this particular reaction is called as neutralization reaction. We go ahead with the study of seventh property. What happens when acid react with metal oxide? Whenever acid react with any given metal oxide, it forms salt and water. So we write whenever acid reacts with metal oxide, what happens is there is a formation of salt and H2O, that is water. Let's put this in the form of a chemical reaction. So we say acid react with metal oxide to form salt and water. Keep that in mind. So we write reaction for this. We take metal oxide. For example, all of you know that a copper is metal. And metal oxide, which is copper oxide, whose molecular formula is CuO, reacts with HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, to give what? So here we say copper oxide, or we also say copper 2 oxide, because in this formula the valency of copper is 2. So we say Cu2 oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form CuCl2, that is copper chloride, and H2O. Here we can also say it is copper 2 chloride because valency of copper is 2. We go ahead with this little more in detail. And to balance the reaction, we say it is 2HCl. So the moment we put the 2 here, entire reaction is balanced. Let us summarize the reaction by reading this. Whenever copper 2 oxide, which is a metal oxide, reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid with copper 2 oxide to form copper 2 chloride and water. So remember, metal oxide reacts with acid to form salt and water, similar to what we have learned under the heading of neutralization reaction. Let's move ahead with the eighth property, and that eighth property is very, very dangerous. Acids are corrosive in nature. What does that mean? Let's study. The mineral acids causes severe burns on the skin and attack and eat up the material like cloth, wood, metal structures, stonework, so they are said to be corrosive. Very, very, very dangerous. Let's see some pictures. So this is what it happens when a drop of acid put on either your skin or on the cloth. So be careful, do not touch them at all. So anything which is more in detail about acids, we will study in module next.